There's a cabin in the woods, hillbillies, suicidal teenagers, and a hostage dog. Hello, Popcorn Recap here. Today we'll talk about a 2010 horror comedy movie called Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Before we start, be sure to like the video, drop a comment and subscribe to the channel if you dig this summary. The movie begins with a reporter encountering a hideous and savage man inside an abandoned building. She and her cameraman fail to escape and lose their lives. After that, we travel back in time to 3 days ago. We see a group of college teens, Allison, Chad, Chuck, Naomi, Jason, Mitch, Mike, and Todd, traveling in a camping trip in West Virginia. While on the road, they encounter two hillbillies strangely looking at them. Moments later, the group stops by a gas station to buy some beer. Inside the station, Chad and Allison meet the two hillbillies. While Chad gets the beers, Allison looks around and freaks out after having eye contact with a hillbilly. Suddenly, Chloe appears and startles Allison. She says they should leave because the place is full of creepy people. Outside, Tucker encourages Dale to try and talk to Allison. Dale hesitates because he believes that Allison is out of his league. He believes guys like him are the ones that fix the toilet of people like Allison. Oh bro, being a plumber is the best job if you want girls. Just ask our good friend Johnny Sins. Despite his hesitations, Dale picks up his scythe and tries talking to Allison. Of course, she and the rest of the girls get scared because of Dale's sketchy appearance. Chad steps in and Kung Fu Pandas Dale away from his ladies, and both parties leave the gas station after that. While on the road, Tucker and Dale talks about the cabin they bought as their vacation home. The two men are excited and can't wait to work on their dream house. Moments later, Tucker panics and drops his beer after seeing a police car behind them. Tucker and Dale end up in a very awkward and sensitive position after they get pulled over. Oh man, that position will surely raise eyebrows. After giving his temporary license and registration to the cop, Tucker reveals they are going to their vacation home by Morris Lake. Hearing this, the cop warns them about the dangers in that area. He then says he pulled them over because of their broken turn signal. As the cop leaves, Tucker and Dale think that he is just jealous because he can't afford to buy his own house like them. Oof, now that's a brutal burn. When they arrive at the cabin later, the two find several newspaper clippings on the wall about the Memorial Day massacre. Unfortunately, both of them focus on the chili dog commercial instead. The two then begin preparing to fix the cabin. Meanwhile, the college teens are in the forest nearby and already camping. During that time, Chad tells the story of the Memorial Day massacre that happened in that place 20 years ago. He talks about a group of college teens just like them getting dispatched by a group of hillbillies. Chad then says that one person survived the incident and told the story. Shortly after that, Mike arrives and tells everyone they should go skinny dipping in the lake nearby. While the teens go skinny dipping later, Tucker and Dale are fishing in the same lake. The two hillbillies then see Allison standing on a rock and preparing to get in the water. Unfortunately, she gets startled and hits her head while falling after hearing the two men. Dale jumps into the water to rescue her. Then Allison's friends see the two hillbillies hauling Allison's body to their boat. They misunderstand the situation and think they are kidnapping her. Scared, the group runs back to camp and tells Chad about what happened to Allison. Since they think her friends abandoned her, Tucker and Dale bring Allison to their cabin. A confused Allison wakes up in the morning inside the cabin. Though she was scared at first, Allison eventually befriends Dale. Breakfast in bed, man. It always gets the ladies. Meanwhile, the college teens look for Allison under Chad's leadership and arrive at the cabin. Chuck leaves the group to call the police, and the rest send Mitch to investigate the house. Nearby, Tucker encounters a hostile swarm of bees while cutting wood. As Mitch comes near the cabin, Tucker appears frantically waving his chainsaw to fend off the bees. Once again, the teens misinterpret things and run away because they think Tucker is attacking them. While running, Mitch believes that Tucker is after him, but he's just trying to escape the bee attacks. In the end, Mitch dies after accidentally impaling himself on a broken tree. Ouch, that looks like it hurts. Back at the cabin, Dale and Allison play a board game while talking about her ambitions in life. It turns out that she wants to be a therapist to end all the conflicts in the world. Now good luck to that. Suddenly, Tucker appears and shocks Dale with his battered looks. Tucker then tells Allison that he saw her friends. She decides to go back to them, but Dale tells her to rest. In return, Dale says that they'll go and get her friends for her. Before the two men leave, Allison tells them to be careful of her judgmental friends. Meanwhile, the college teens find Mitch's body and believe it's the killer's message for them. Chad tries to convince the group that they are in a battle for their survival. Shortly after that, they hear Tucker and Dale approaching and rush to hide behind a broken tree. The two men try calling for Allison's friends, but they don't respond. They decide to carve a note on a nearby log saying they have their friend. The teens misunderstand the message again and believe they want to inform them that Allison is their prisoner. Back at the cabin, Dale digs out a hole for their outhouse, and Allison helps him out. It turns out that Allison grew up on a farm and is used to manual labor. Now that's my kind of girl. When the teens arrive, they think that Dale is forcing Allison to dig her own grave. Convinced that fighting is their only way to save Allison, the teens begin their assault against Tucker and Dale. During the attack, Dale accidentally knocks Allison out. Todd falls and impales himself with his spear after trying to attack Dale. Meanwhile, Mike tries a sneak attack on Tucker, but he accidentally throws himself into the wood chipper. As Tucker tries to save the teen from death, Naomi and Chloe misunderstand and think he killed their friend. Wow, that escalated quickly. Tucker rushes back to the cabin and meets Dale with an unconscious Allison. He then says that the teens might have come to the woods to off themselves. Dale suggests they should call the police but give up after Tucker points out that their story will be unbelievable. Well, Tucker and Dale pull out Mike's body from the wood chipper. The teens arrive at the sheriff. The two try to explain themselves to the cop, but he has a hard time believing that the teens started ending their lives around the cabin. Then Dale accidentally reveals that Allison is unconscious and inside their house. The two then take the sheriff inside the cabin to meet Allison. While there, the cop tries to threaten the Hillbillies, but he accidentally gets hit by a loose beam with nails. The police rush outside, and the teens now think that the Hillbillies attacked him. Chuck gets out of the car and tries to take the cop's gun. He dies after shooting himself by accident. Suddenly, Chad arrives, takes the gun, and starts shooting at Tucker and Dale. Sometime later, he takes Dale's dog hostage to force the Hillbillies to surrender. Worried about the dog, Dale distracts Chad while Tucker uses the back door to save Dale's pet. Though he successfully rescues the dog, Tucker attracts the teens' attention. Tucker runs to the woods, but the college teens go after him. He tries to hide behind a log, but Chad finds him and knocks him out. When Tucker wakes up, he finds himself hanging upside down while the teens look at him. He asks Chad to let him go, but he hits him with his weapon instead. Meanwhile, Allison wakes up and asks a bloody Dale what happened. Dale asks Allison if her friends forgot to take medications for their mental issues. Confused, Allison learns from Dale that her friends are in a patch of self-destruction. She then tells him that there must be a misunderstanding. In response, Dale reveals that her friends are out in the woods trying to kill Tucker and his dog. Suddenly, Dale freaks out after hearing a thud at the door. Allison goes outside and sees the bloody mess around the cabin. She then returns inside after picking up a package wrapped in cloth. Dale recognizes the cloth as part of Tucker's shirt. Allison opens the package and she drops it in shock after finding two chopped fingers inside. They assume the fingers belong to Tucker, especially after reading the note that came with them. Angry, Dale decides to rescue his friend, but Allison stops him. She still believes everything is a misunderstanding and wants to fix it. Dale doesn't listen and goes out to look for Tucker. He eventually finds him hanging upside down and triggers a castrating trap while trying to save him. Yikes. That's one situation where I'd be happy with just my 3 inches. While that happens, Chad and Naomi sneak into the cabin and meet up with Allison. She tries to explain to them that everything is a misunderstanding, but Chad doesn't listen. He starts pouring gasoline all over the cabin, and Allison stops him. Naomi then accuses Allison of experiencing Stockholm Syndrome. It's a condition where a person falls in love with a kidnapper. Shortly after that, Tucker and Dale arrive at the cabin, and Chad tries attacking them. Fortunately, Allison convinces them to sit down and have a chat over tea. During the marriage counseling, their talk, Chad reveals that his mother is the sole survivor of the Memorial Day massacre. It's the reason why Chad hates hillbillies so much. Dale explains his side and tells Chad that he has nothing to do with the Memorial Day incident. Moments later, Jason and Chloe break in to save their friends, but they mess up again. Jason tries attacking Tucker with a grass cutter, but accidentally destroys Naomi's face. Chad attacks Dale during the opening and tries to burn him with a lantern. Unfortunately, his aim is off, and the lantern sets Jason on fire instead. Shortly after that, a fire breaks out in the cabin and claims Chloe's life. Tucker, Dale, and Allison escape safely outside, and the building explodes with Chad inside. To everyone's surprise, the vengeful and insane Chad is still alive. Tucker, Dale, and Allison leave the cabin on Tucker's truck. They don't get far because a distracted Dale accidentally crashes the vehicle. When he wakes up, a wounded Tucker informs him that Chad took Allison away. With the help of his dog, Dale tracks Allison's location and finds her inside an abandoned sawmill. Inside the building, Chad ties Allison up and kisses her forcefully. Dale arrives in time, fights Chad, and successfully frees Allison. The two then hide in an office upstairs and barricade the door. While looking around the office, Allison discovers that Chad's father is the man behind the Memorial Day massacre. Suddenly, Chad breaks through the barricade using a chainsaw. Dale and Allison tell Chad about his father, and he becomes enraged in disbelief. Chad tries to attack Dale, but he stops the berserk teen by throwing chamomile tea at him. It turns out that Chad is allergic to one of the tea's ingredients. Chad then falls from a nearby window and loses his life. He survives, based on the spoiler at the start of the movie. And sometime later, Dale visits Tucker in the hospital. He brings Tucker his favorite beer and informs him that he's going bowling with Allison. Tucker is happy about his friend's newfound love life. Later at the bowling alley, Dale convinces another hillbilly to YOLO and be himself in front of the woman he likes. Dale and Allison then confess their feelings and share a passionate kiss. The movie ends after the other hillbilly knocks out a woman and starts dragging her out of the bowling alley.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.